Hey guys, welcome to Ask FPT, of course, the weekly community show where after a hard week of production, we slow it down, we take it easy. I just talk with you. You ask the questions, I answer them. So let's do that. Okay. Question number one, numero uno, comes from Mr. Tech. He asks, do you like being a comedian? Never thought of it that way. So if you've been paying attention, you know that I've started to classify myself as a tech analyst, not a tech journalist. So if I had a label, that would be it. Comedian, I don't know if that's it. Either way, no matter how you look at it, right? I have the coolest fucking job there is to have. None of this stuff matters. The tech news right now, it won't matter next year. Tech news is whatever. The point of my show and the value of my show, I hope, is that you laugh more than anything. I want you to laugh and have fun and also learn something. At the end of the day, that's all I hope to do, is that for 10 minutes out of your day, if you had a shitty day, it was bad, or even if it was an okay day, I want you to be able to sit down and for 10 minutes just forget about the rest of the stuff and just let me make you laugh, that's all. And because that's what I do every day and that's my job, that's the coolest thing ever. Question numero dos, number 2 from PV Tech Illuminates. They say, why don't you do tech reviews, smartphones, etc.? I'm sure I will watch you than the others. Peace. Ask FPT. I'm gonna try to unpack that one real quick. So we actually used to do tech reviews, sort of. We had a show called Hardwired. You can find it on the channel somewhere. Brian actually used to host it. And we brought the same idea to tech reviews that we've already done with tech news. It was like tech reviews, but goofy and whatever. But personally, I don't know. I'm not very interested in doing tech reviews. I feel like that's every 14-year-old with a webcam that wants a tech YouTube channel, that's what they're doing, right? That's the go-to. And there's so many other people out there that do tech reviews better than I could. And that's not what I'm interested in. I want to bring something different to the tech industry, and Front Page Tech, like a different look at the tech news every day. That's what I want to do. That's what we're good at. Tech reviews maybe someday, but as of right now, there's other people that are better at that than I will ever be, and I'll let them handle it. From Jasper M, what's your tattoo, bro? I got 2, bro. So I don't know if you can see this, kinda. It says honor, love, family, and strength, and it's in Japanese kanji, because I trained in a Japanese martial art. And this one I got for the haters. It says, I can, I will, because f*** them. From Jordan, are you a Lenovo fan? I see you. So Jordan's obviously joking. If you didn't know, after I went full batshit crazy on the show about Lenovo and the Lenovo Z5, after I called them liars and a bunch of other names, after I had my breakdown, apparently they saw the show and they blocked me on Twitter that same night. They just f***ing blocked me because, you know, that's professional. Yeah, blame me. Or, I don't know, maybe don't lie to the whole f***ing world. From Anastasia, what is the worst thing about Android? Android is the worst thing about Android. The fact that it's open sourced is the worst thing about it. It's the best thing about Android and also the worst thing. The absolute worst thing is that every OEM has their own fork of Android, their own skin, their own UI. No. F you. Nobody wants that. Give us stock Android, please. That's all we want. It'll never happen, but, you know. Moving on. From the Absolute Zero, do you think it'd be cool if you hosted an episode of Talos of Tech and Drew did an episode of FPT? Wow, the whole internet would just burn down if that happened. But for real though, on July 7th, like a week or so from now, we're gonna have Drew on our podcast, Recycle Bin. So he's gonna be a guest on that show for the live stream and stuff. All the super chats and all the ad revenue from that show is gonna go to a charity. You guys will be able to, I pointed at me, not me. We're gonna have you guys decide a charity, and all the super chats and the ad revenue from that show will go to that charity because we know there's gonna be a lot of people tuning in. It'll be a big deal. And Drew and I will give back in that way. We'll give the monies to homeless puppies or something. From K-pop enthusiast, do you think your haters can be converted to fans? I know I was an ex-hater. Thanks for the heart, because I liked it. So yeah, this is an interesting question, especially coming from this person, because for a while, straight up hating. Every single show had something negative to say about me. Always nitpicked something I said to call me out and say I was biased against Apple, that I was for everyone else that wasn't Apple and I hated Apple. You know, half the people that watch me think that. And I do not block people. I let you just say whatever you want in the comments, unless it's like I'm gonna like eat your dog for dinner, I won't block you. So no matter what people say, you know, freedom of speech, I just let you say it in the comments. If you're wrong, you're wrong, but you still get to say it. And recently, this person has actually shifted and become a huge fan. So K-pop enthusiast, thank you. And yes, I do. And it's all about having an open mind. Just go into it with an open mind. You gave me time. You gave me more and more of your time to win you over, and it worked out. It worked out for both of us, honestly, but yes. Haters can definitely be converted to fans. As long as you have an open mind, don't come into my show hoping that I validate your opinion, and just accept what I say and hear me out. And things will just go easier that way. From Pablo, how often do you get demonetized? And if you don't, then how? We don't get demonetized that often. For a while there, we were getting demonetized every single show we put out. 100% of the time, it was gonna get smacked. That was when the adpocalypse was really bad, and we don't know why that was happening. There wasn't a good identifier there. We would appeal the demonetization, or the limited ads, whatever you want to call it, and it would get approved, and the manual review would be like, oh yeah, there's nothing wrong with this, you can be monetized, it's fine. And so after a few of those, it's like we taught YouTube that, the channel's not terrible, maybe you shouldn't demonetize it. For a little section there too, there was an issue where every time we uploaded the show, it would be demonetized before we even published it, and we would just wait like 5 minutes and it would be monetized and then we would publish it. But now we don't have those issues. Relatively problem-free. From Scott Sattler. Hey Scott, he says, what software do you and Brian use to make your thumbnails? Photoshop. I use Photoshop. When Brian's editing, I make the thumbnail, just sort of split the workload. I spend like a half hour on the thumbnails. Too much time. Who is your YouTube inspiration? From Benji. Thanks for the question, Benji, fellow YouTuber. My inspiration is actually not something or somebody, it is the lack of something or somebody. My inspiration and my motivation on YouTube is to fill the void, fill a gap that isn't being filled by other people. Obviously, in our instance, it's tech news. There's nobody that makes fucking tech news fun like we do. Pocket Now Daily, no. I mean, of course, Linus has tech linked, but we're funnier. So that's my inspiration, that's my motivation, is to fill a gap, fill the void, and be there making content that I really enjoy making, that I would personally want to watch, and that isn't being made. I want to be the dude that makes it. From Cameron Clark, how do I get into the YouTube tech scene? Just fucking do it, dude. Stop. Everyone's too busy talking about it. If you really want it, just do it. Start today. From Zach Talks Tech. What up, Zach? He says, have you and Brian ever thought about offering a consultation or mentoring service for YouTubers? Like what Roberto Blake does, but with the churn and burn spin and attitude. You both have a lot of knowledge and seem to really understand the platform. Do I know a lot about YouTube? Yeah. Do I know a lot about business? Yeah. I mean, we definitely know what we're doing. Look at the size of our channel, like comparatively against everybody else, and look how engaged our audience is. And how good we are at getting the audience to be invested in us personally and not the content itself. Look at the views, the engagement, the comments, the likes, all that stuff. Compared to other people, we know what we're doing. This is obviously a full-time job for both of us, as we support the team this way with 70,000 subscribers that we just hit. Thanks, by the way. And I love giving like advice and helping people here and there, like on Twitter and stuff. But I don't think I'll ever do a consultation or anything like Roberto Blake or Tim Schmoyer, those sort of people, Daryl Eves. They're way better at it, and I'll let them handle it. Do I know my stuff? Yeah, for the most part, but I'm no Roberto Blake. From Thomas, do you wear pants during recording? Not all the time. But that is Brian's problem to deal with. Okay, so those are all the questions for this week. Thank you guys for sending them in. I really love doing this. Just sitting down at the end of the week, just having a conversation with you guys. Hopefully this episode was okay. I only got like 3 hours of sleep. But who's counting? Of course, if you have any questions and you want to be featured in next week's episode, leave them down in the comment section below. Make sure, though, to use the hashtag AskFPT so I can better differentiate between actual questions and then normal comments. Other than that, that's it. I'm leaving. Goodbye.